Hey guys, Shazam here again. Nature transformation is probably the best part about Naruto's power system. It gives chakra, the source of their power, a wide range of techniques, possibilities, and allows for more complex scaling in versus battles with fun matchups, along with other things of course. And in this video, I will be ranking all nature transformations from worst to best, but before I get started, I need to make 3 things clear. 1. The list will only include the 5 basic nature transformations. In other words, no Kekkei Genkai or Kekkei Tora, and no Yin or Yang release. 2. This list will not include variations of certain natures, so Inton or Blaze release, which is the highest form of fire release, will not be included. 3. This ranking is gonna be in terms of practicality and how useful they could be. This is not a list of my personal favorites, and I will try my best to be as objective as I can. And with that being said, let's get started. At number 5, fire release. Listen, ever since I was a kid, I was always a fan of fire types. That includes Digimon, Pokemon, and the color red in general. But fire style is the least practical nature transformation. All you do is just shoot fire. If that's not enough, maybe shoot a fire but in the shape of a dragon. Oh, that's not enough? Maybe, and hear me out, try shooting fire with shuriken inside. Yeah, not a fan, not that useful. The only helpful jutsu I can think of that isn't just straight up shooting fire would be the art of hiding in ash, where a user of that jutsu can hide and protect themselves with fire. That's it. I guess you could call this the Sakura of nature transformation because of how useless it is, if it weren't for the fact that it actually burns something other than my nervous system. At number 4, water release. This might be useful and could be used in many different ways, but it's water, like Aquaman, you know? Useless. All jokes aside, water release can be used as a shield, a prison, mist, and frickin' dragons and sharks. The main issue with it is that water is implied to take up a lot of chakra, as it's the only nature type where we're constantly reminded that the user needs water around to not exhaust themselves. A second issue I find is, you know how every element counters another? For example, fire makes wind stronger, and that's why the latter counters the former. But with water, it's just extinguishing fire and kind of evaporates in the process, so it kind of does the bare minimum as a counter. Also, what the hell is the difference between the water shark jutsu and the water dragon jutsu? Don't think I can think of any except bigger attack in dragon form and faster attack in shark form. But then you got Kisame, who already made a gigantic shark, but what the hell do I know? Next, Earth Release. I actually had a tough time deciding whether this should be in number 3 or 2, because Earth Release is actually pretty good. Before scripting, I thought it'd be at number 5, but it's definitely one of the better nature transformations. Maybe it's because I'm biased against Earth Release. Not more than Water Release. For one, Earth is everywhere, so you can use it freely and it can be applied in so many different ways. You can use rocks to attack, earth walls, you can change the shape of the ground, create swamps, make whole golems out of rocks, or that one jutsu Kakuzu fanboys gave us a headache over, Diamond Morph technique. Arguably one of the best pure durability jutsu in the series. I mean, Earth Release was able to stop the Geto statue with 7 Biju inside of it for a good second. Plus, Explosion Release, while it's speculated to be a combination of Lightning and Earth Release Kekkei Genkai, that was never stated. And in fact, it was said to be Earth-based, so yeah. Earth Release is awesome. At number 2, we got Wind Release. Wind Release isn't the most diverse nature transformation. It's usually used as blades or to enhance existing blades. Can be used to repel attacks, and much like Earth Release, it's very present around you. So the amount of wind used in a jutsu is determined by how much wind can be controlled at the time. And I noticed something interesting that has to do with Wind Release. Even though Naruto applied different natures to the Rasengan and the Rasen Shuriken, some even Kekkei Genkai, he still kept the wind in there. Not only does that show that wind is a vital point of strength in the Rasen Shuriken, but also that wind is the most compatible nature transformation with other elements, which is why it's at number 2. Number 1 of course goes to Lightning Release. Lightning Release is the most practical and flat out the strongest nature transformation. Only slight shaping of the element changes its function drastically, going from Chidori, which is a melee cutting blade, to Chidori Spear, which is a ranged cutting blade. You also have its application in weapons, making it able to cut through steel kunai, even making pencils sharper than Wind Release, which is, in case you forgot, the only reason Wind Release would be used. Well, mostly at least. And if that's not enough, you also got some of the coolest looking jutsu like Kirin, and the main reason Lightning Release is the best nature transformation is Lightning Armor, which enhances speed, durability, and power. Lightning Release is used to casually cut through Biju Hills even in version 2, which can't be penetrated by Kusanagi. You might not agree with me on the other points, but Lightning Release being the best nature transformation is 100% fact and objective. Anyway, I only thought I'd make this video because I'm a fan of this whole nature transformation concept in Naruto and wanted to share some fun thoughts. Hope you enjoyed watching, because I sure enjoyed myself making it. If you did, like and subscribe, please, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.